Howdy, howdy, and welcome back. All right, I'm looking right now at problem 22. I'll read it out. My sworn enemy, Petruskin, currently has $100 in her bank account. She has a weekly gig feeding her neighbor's hedgehog where she gets $15. She wants to get tickets to a symphony which cost $550. How many weeks until she can get the tickets? Write an equation to find out how many weeks it will take and solve it. To remind you guys, we have a format for how we write equations. It's going to start with the answer, right? The answer. I should write that a little bit better. Let me try that again. All right. So it starts with answer equals some number that changes. The reason it changes is because it has an x by it. Or I guess changes might not be the best word. Maybe we should say it repeats. It happens over and over again. So I might say repeats. We have some number that repeats. The reason it repeats is because it has an x by it. Plus some number that only happens once. So that's called our first term. Our first term only happens once. Alrighty, so let's jump into this. First things first, if I look over this, we've got $100 in her bank account to start. Every week, she gets $15 more. And the total that we need to get to is $550. Okay, so far, not too bad. 550 seems to be the answer to me because that's the total number that we are trying to get to. So I'm going to say 550 is my answer. It's on one side of the equal sign. Then there's some number that's going to repeat. Well, if she has a weekly gig, that means these $15 repeat every week. So I'm going to say 15x because the 15 repeats. Plus some number that only happens once. Well, she only has $100 in her bank account one time in this story at the very beginning. That's our first term. So I'm going to say plus 100. Okay, ta-da! We've written out this rad equation. Now let's solve it. Again, I'm trying to get x by itself. I want to do opposite PEMDAS, so P-E-M-D-A-S. PEMDAS is normally how we do it. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, adding, subtracting is the normal way we do it. Let's go backwards for solving. So if there's any addition or subtraction, I want to take care of that first. Okay, it looks like I'm adding 100. I want to look at that first. What's the opposite of adding 100? Minusing 100. Okay, that cancels. I get 450 equals 15x. Okay, next up we got multiplication and division. I'm seeing some multiplication right here. So I've got 15 times x. What's the opposite of timesing by x? Dividing. So I'll divide each side by 15. That cancels. And I get, I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me check a calculator. I want to make sure it's not wrong because I don't want any of you guys to call me out. Okay, so I got 450 divided by 15, 30. Oh my gosh, that's what I thought it was, but I got too scared. Trust yourselves, you guys. So the answer here is we need to, my sworn enemy, Petruskin, needs to work for 30 weeks. Before she has enough to go to that symphony. Okay, if you still need help, let me know. Adios.